You talked about this big change that is coming when it comes to monetary policy. Is part of that big change the president playing a greater role in the setting of monetary policy?
Ya şimdi bir defa devlet başkanısınız.
Now, first of all, you're the head of the state. When the people fall into difficulties because of monetary policies, who are they going to hold accountable? They'll hold the president accountable. Since they'll ask the president about it, we have to give off the image of a president who's influential on monetary policies.
So you will play a role in monetary policy going forward. Is that the big change?
Yes.
This may make some uncomfortable, but we have to do it, because it's those who rule the state who are accountable to the citizens.
Devleti yönetendir.
You hold very, let's call them unorthodox, from an outsider's point of view of monetary policy. Turkey's monetary policy, if you are to play that greater role, is going to be run on a very different basis to the rest of the world. Is that something that you're comfortable with?
Bütün bunların hepsini yaparken şüphesiz ki
While doing all of these, of course, we're not doing them to disturb some circles on an international level.
yerleri rahatsız etsin anlamında değil.
But we take these steps in order to protect my country's interests, and we will do whatever my country's interests require.
Diyorsa bunu yaparız.
I'm just curious as to how you think it will work, how your relationship with the governor of the central bank is going to change. How will that relationship operate?
Şu anda da Merkez Bankası'nın
At the moment, however the central bank's relations are continuing at the moment, they will continue in the same way. We aren't new to running the country. We've not taken over the government recently. We've been running this country for 16 years without interruption.
ülkeyi aralıksız yönetiyoruz.
You said earlier on in the interview that Turkey has an independent central bank, and you talk about the fact that it's going to carry on and things will be the same now and they will be afterwards. Will Turkey, with your greater role in monetary policy, still have an independent central bank?
Her şeyden önce sadece Türkiye değil, küresel anlamda da.
Above all else, and it's not just Turkey, we will apply the same governance in Turkey in the same way as it's applied globally.
Bugün bu yönetim anlayışı Amerika'da neyse,
Today, whatever the governance approach in the US or Europe, we will apply the same in Turkey as well. What is legitimate for them cannot be illegitimate for us. Everyone should know this. And we'll take our steps accordingly. But we will never let our country lose.
ama ülkemizi asla kaybettirmeyeceğiz.
Do you think, I'm curious, the comparison with the United States, is your assessment that President Trump and Jay Powell, who is the chair of the Federal Reserve, does the president speak to Jay Powell about interest rates, do you think? Is that something that happens elsewhere? Because you are implying that you will be taking a much greater role. Is that something that is there another example of somewhere where you can see a model working for Turkey? Is there another country that stands out?
Hayır, tartışmaya gerek yok ki. Amerika'nın
No, there's no need to argue. The US interest rate policy is known. We don't need to reinvent it because we know that we have all the information to hand. In other words, we know what the interest rate policies are and are not in all the countries in the world. We're not just discovering them now. Therefore, of course, we will take our steps accordingly. We'll make our assessments according to this. I mean, we assess what it is in the US, what it's like in Argentina, Mexico, Brazil, Germany, and Britain. We always make this assessment, and we will continue doing so. And we will make our own decision accordingly.
Mr. President, if we could just wrap up, I'd like to talk a little bit about politics and what is going to happen in the upcoming elections on the 24th. We have a presidential election, we have a parliamentary election. If you were to find yourself in a situation where you won the presidential election, but we end up with a more mixed picture when it comes to the parliamentary election, as we did in 2015, would you call another round of elections to make sure that you secure the parliamentary mandate that the system kind of is almost designed to be set up with?
Şimdi tabii şu anda bizde bir söz var.
Of course, now we have a saying. You do not fold your hems before seeing the stream. We have such a saying. Now there is no point at all to folding the hems before seeing the stream. Let's see the results first.
Sizin dediğiniz anlamda bir neticeye göre hazırlıklarımız.
Of course, we will certainly have preparations for a result in the way you described. But for the matters to develop exactly in the way we planned, and I mean plan A, plan B, plan C, of course all of these will happen. But it looks at the moment like we're doing well. 40 days later, a plan, as we wished, will emerge, and 40 days later, Turkey will wake up to a much more different era.